Awesome. I actually got this thing to work. Fantastic. Welcome everybody to the Blitz. It's not the Sunday Blitz, it is the Blitz Trading Post. I am your host this evening due to sheer lack of numbers. Jason is still homeless. Mike is doing something dirty in Tampa. We're really not allowed to disclose what he's doing, but it's probably a dirty job or something like that. I just know it's not anywhere near schools because Mike hates kids. So I got Alex. We're already off the rails, dude. I told them don't let me host. They said, "Oh, you can do it," and I said, "I'm doing it." With me, I got my boy Alex. He is the squat champion of the Toilets and Titles crew. Alex, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. My legs still aren't sore, so that means they're going to be super sore tomorrow. For all of you that don't know, I put up 500 yesterday. Look at me.
Oh, golf clap. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm doing good. Ready to talk some dynasty trades and whatnot. Glad we could finally get this all working and together. It's been a night, guys. It's been a night. Yeah.
It's like The Hobbit. Me and Alex went on an adventure, and the adventure had nothing to do with me hosting. It had everything to do with me trying to get my computer to work, and then my Wi-Fi wasn't exactly working, and I've had to jump in and out of this stream at least 5 times. So we're here. Hey, Chris. I'm going to add Chris's little hello.
What's up, Chris?
So we're here. That is the important thing. How we got here, not that important. We're here. Tonight, we're going to discuss a couple of trades that we've seen come across Twitter. We're going to discuss a little bit of player evaluations. We're going to try. I'm emphasizing the word try. A little game where I'm going to give Alex a fantasy football player commodity, aka just a fantasy football player, and then I'm going to throw some pieces at him, and I'm going to try to trade for that player, and we're going to see what it would take for me and Alex to come to an agreement on a deal, and then what we're going to do is we're going to run that deal through a trade analyzer just to see if the trade was close, if the trade was way off. And while we preach don't go by these trade analyzers as the end all be all for any type of trade, it is actually, I like to use them as a point of reference just to make sure that I'm not being screwed or I'm not trying to rip somebody else off. That's basically just sets a guideline, and then you can go from there. So let me get into some of the house cleaning that we're supposed to be doing. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Frankenstein League, Alex?
Yeah. So we have the Frankenstein League. It's our listener league that we run every year. First year, I believe it was just 2 12-man leagues, 12-team leagues.
I think so.
Then this last year was 3 12-team leagues. And we're trying to expand to 5 12-team leagues next year. And we're actually going to do a live draft at Canton with some of us, some of the people that are going to be there. Because there's some of the folks that aren't with Toilets and Titles that we know that are going to be there, from the Twitterverse and whatnot. But we're still looking. We're going to try and start filling that soon. So keep a lookout for sign up for it. I think it's $25. And is it half the money goes to charity?
There is I don't want to quote exactly how much is going to charity. I know there is a charity element to the Frankenstein League.
Yeah, there is.
I think it's $250 going to the winner's charity of choice, but I don't want to be quoted on that. So we're just going to say there's a charity element to the league as well.
Yeah, there is a charity payout. To the, like you said, the winner's charity of choice. And then there are payouts. We're adding a couple additional payouts, like first person to get a player stolen. There was a couple other ones. I forget exactly what they all are right now. But so there's going to be a bunch of payouts for just the players in the league. And there's a charity component to it too. And this league is crazy. So it's like a vampire league, but with like mega bonuses. Like Alvin Kamara, I think it was Alvin Kamara 2 years ago, his Christmas game with like 6 touchdowns would have been it was like 300 and some points, I think he got, or 400 and some
Yeah,
points.
he crushed everybody.
Yeah, that was before we even switched it up last year. That was 2 years ago. So we had even bigger bonuses last year. So I think his score would have been even higher, this past year. But we're trying to work out some of the kinks to make it a little more even because right now QB is king. So we're trying to even the field a little bit. We're working on the scoring, but it's going to be super fun. And there's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a 5 copy league this year. So it's going to be crazy. And the draft is crazy too. We start with rookies and then we draft quarterbacks and then it's a free for all from there on. It's wild. It's really wild. If you haven't watched it yet and you're interested about it, we talked about we had an episode last year. Go to our YouTube and go back.
We did another one this year.
Did we do the one this year?
Yeah, we did one. Yeah, you missed it. I was actually on that one. We did an episode this year, and we discussed some of the rules, and we need to actually sit down and do a follow up to cement everything. But yeah, I mean we're doing all types of crazy stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. You can catch all of our videos on YouTube at the Toilets to Titles YouTube channel. You can check us out at toiletstotitles.com. That's where you can find our videos, our articles, NFL and fantasy football content. So with that, I'm sure there's other things we're supposed to be plugging other than ourselves, but we're just going to get right into the show here. So you had sent me a bunch of trades that you had found on the Twitterverse, and let's go ahead and break some of these down and discuss them. The first one we have here is J.K. Dobbins and Devonta Smith, or Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and I'm assuming that was Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook didn't make no sense there.
No, pretty sure it was Brandon Cooks. Yeah, I thought these were interesting. I saw a bunch of J.K. Dobbin ones, and I was wondering how you were, I kind of wanted to see how you were thinking about them, because it looked like they were trying to get Melvin Gordon, so that kind of, started scaring people. I think he's a really dynamic back, and he could really be dangerous. But sometimes it takes a year or so after an ACL to really get your, legs back underneath you. But I think I really like the J.K. Dobbins, Devonta Smith side here. I still don't know what's going on with Kamara. Did you hear anything about his arrest in Vegas? Have you heard anything about that?
So I know he got in a fight.
Yeah.
He got arrested. And that was really the last thing I heard.
Yeah, so
I haven't.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I haven't heard anything involving his assault case since the news broke that he got in a fight over at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's same with me. So I'm just real wary about trading for him at this point. If he plays, I mean, he's going to be, same old Alvin Kamara, no matter what happens with the Saints or who the quarterback's going to be, or, whoever else they have on that team, they're still going to feed it to him and he's going to, score touchdowns. But I'm a little weary about, investing in him right now. So, but I think both sides I think it's a very balanced trade. But if you're trying to rebuild anything at all, that, the Kamara, Fournette, Cook side would be a little dangerous, because I think the value is going to drop off some of those guys, depending on a lot of things.
So for me, on this particular trade, honestly, I want the Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and Brandon Cook side, and the reason why is Leonard Fournette will give you about the same or maybe even better production than J.K. Dobbins. Leonard Fournette will have the opportunity to score more touchdowns rushing, and he also catches the ball a lot more than J.K. Dobbins has historically. So I like Leonard Fournette over Dobbins. And now I understand this is a dynasty, but at the same time, in a dynasty, I also want to win now. And I like Brandon Cooks more than I like Devonta Smith. Like Brandon Cooks, all he does is go out there and give you 1,000-yard seasons. Like I want Brandon Cooks. Now you're telling me even if he is suspended 4 games or 6 games or whatever, like gearing up for my championship run, I can get Alvin Kamara added to my team. Like, yeah, I'm smashing except for Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and Brandon Cooks, and I'm not looking back at all. Like I like Dobbins. I have him in a couple of dynasty teams, but if somebody were to offer me Kamara, Fournette, and Brandon Cooks for that package of Devonta Smith and Dobbins, that's a no-brainer. That's a smash accept for me.
Cool.
All right, here was another one you had sent. This one's a little bit more interesting. Sam Darnold, Marquise Brown, Daniel Jones, Braylon Edwards and the 209 for Tom Brady, Deontay Johnson, and Laviska Shenault.
Is that supposed to be Brian Edwards?
What I put Braylon? Yeah, it's supposed to be Brian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know who Braylon Edwards is.
He's Brian's younger brother.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you have to pop that. There's a lot of pieces in there. You're gonna have to pop that back up. I think I'm gonna go the Deontay side.
Okay, so I completely butchered the name. Listen, spelling is not my strong suit. Okay,
it's all good.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's enough on the first side. You know, Deontay Johnson's definitely the best piece throughout it all, and I think by a pretty wide margin. And I'll take Tom Brady. You know, even if it's super flex or 1 QB, whichever it is, I'll take Tom Brady until he retires again. So yeah, I don't think there's enough on that other side to make me, get rid of Deontay.
Yeah, I mean, Brady. It would not surprise me, and it probably would not surprise you if all 3 quarterbacks in this trade were either backups or not playing in the NFL next year, right?
Yep.
Is that a fair assessment? So yes. I would want Tom Brady for this year over Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, but as far as a dynasty aspect, like all 3 literally could be either backups or not playing next year in Brady's case. Brian Edwards, Braylon Edwards, Brulon Edwards, it doesn't matter. For me, there's no value there. That means absolutely nothing. I do like Marquise Brown, but I like Deontay Johnson a lot more, and I'm not completely out on Laviska Shenault. Like I'm gonna give him a mulligan for last year. I'm gonna give him the Urban Meyer mulligan. Like we all know that bad coaches can ruin good players, and I want to believe the talent that we've seen out of Shenault just did not disappear last year. I want to believe that was more of an Urban Meyer situation. Jacksonville has done a good job signing a bunch of high-priced free agents. I understand there's more competition in that wide receiver core. Now they added the $70 million Christian Kirk, which blows my mind.
$84 million, isn't it?
I thought it was $70 million guaranteed.
Oh, maybe it's the $70 million guaranteed.
Okay.
I think it's total $84 million or something.
It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Way to set the wide receiver market.
Yeah. Jaguars. Listen. He like Christian Kirk got added to all of the wide receivers Christmas card list. Like AJ Brown added him, Tyreek added him. Like everybody that's
Debo, Adams.
They're all like, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. Dinner's on me next time we're in town together.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
that was crazy.
I still believe in his talent. I think he's probably the second best wide receiver on that team. I would put him ahead of Marvin Jones. I'd have him right behind Christian Kirk. So I would put him at third. I expect Trevor Lawrence to be able to step forward a little bit this year. And so with better coaching, and I do like Doug Peterson. Like he is a very good coach. He does have a Super Bowl ring. So I'm not going to poo-poo that situation in Jacksonville. I'm not going to write off Shenault. So yeah, definitely Tom Brady, Deontay Johnson, and Shenault side for me. The other side is really it's a bunch of crap outside of Marquise Brown. This is one of those. This is one of those where you put it in a trade calculator to add up to like half of what's down here.
Yeah, to get to Deontay Johnson, basically.
Yes. Did I put the same one in twice? I did. Okay, so I don't have any more banners.
Okay.
You understand what I was going through earlier. So
Yes.
there's
No, you're good. Hold on. Let me pull some up. We can just talk about them.
yeah.
Here's
That's
a
what I'm doing
screenshot.
right now. I left my phone in the other room, so I don't want to jump up and grab it.
All
And
right.
there's
So here's one I thought was pretty interesting. This actually came from Console Wars. It's a 3-copy league, 3 12-team divisions. And you can only, obviously you can only roster one player from each, only one copy of each player. But it was Lamar Jackson and a 3rd-round pick in 2023 for Kyle Pitts and a 2nd-round pick from 2023. How do you feel about that one? And it is super flex for all you.
yeah. So I have Kyle Pitts in that league. It's a super flex league. It's a tight end premium league. Tight ends I think they get 1.5 per catch. So it's a tight end premium league. I get the fascination with Kyle Pitts, especially in a dynasty league. But I still think Lamar's a top 5 quarterback. And quarterbacks in Superflex, I don't care how good your tight end is, quarterbacks are king. So I'm going to go with the quarterback.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. If I could get that I love Kyle Pitts. I drafted him all over last year. So I have him on a lot of my teams. And if I could get that kind of return for him, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'll take the rushing quarterback, the RB1 and QB1 from his team over Kyle Pitts pretty much any day.
Yeah. Now, and I will say in that league, even though on paper I said I would take Lamar Jackson, I wouldn't do that trade in that league. Just because that would give me Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and then Lamar Jackson at quarterback.
Well, yeah,
and I wouldn't need him at that point.
Yeah, no, it's definitely all these trades are situational.
Oh yeah,
whether you're rebuilding or whether you're win now or you're somewhere in between or you have Mahomes and Burrow, like whatever, that's just how it is. But like in general, like if I had a need at quarterback and I was looking for a quarterback and I went out to shop Kyle Pitts and that's what I got back, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, if I'm looking for a quarterback and I'm shopping Pitts and Lamar Jackson is offered up, yeah, that's an easy one. Something funny about that league, and I don't know if you were there for it, but at one point, my quarterbacks in that league were Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Baker Mayfield.
I think I was there when you still had Justin Herbert.
I traded him and Justin Jefferson like after week 1 or maybe it was before week 1 of their rookie seasons, and I've been regretting it ever since.
Oh yeah, so no, I wasn't there because I just joined that one last year.
Yeah,
I joined it like a week before the season started. Talk about getting trade requests. Jeez. that was not. I was like, guys, I just got the team. Like I literally had the team for 5 minutes. I had no idea what I had, and
that's okay. We here let us give you all of our bad trades.
Bad trades?
Yeah, the new guy in the league. We always got to give him all the bad trades. Let me send you this bad trade offer. Okay, let me send you this bad trade offer. We both know that's what
bad trades. That's why I was like, what are you doing?
No. Listen, if anything, I've made some good trades in that league. I ain't gonna lie, I've made some horrible trades in that league as well.
So far, I like the trades that I've made. I've been very sparse about it. I'm not like some of these guys. Like AJ, dude, his team looked really good when I joined, and then I looked halfway through the season, and I'm like, what happened?
He traded everything.
I know, he's crazy. All right, let's get back to the trades. Let's find another one.
Yep.
All right, there we go. All right, so here's another Dobbins one. This one's a little bit. I think this one's a lot closer than the last one. So it's a 14-team Superflex, and it's the 104, the 207, and Chase Claypool for Dobbins, Ramondre, and Tony. So
read that to me one more time.
So it's the 104,
Yep,
the 207,
yep,
and Chase Claypool
okay.
for Dobbins, Tony, and minimized it, and Ramondre. I put it in our private chat so you can see it. So this is one where I think you're getting a better valuation of the market for Dobbins, or at least I thought so.
So I do like Dobbins. I actually do like Kadarius Toney, and I do like Ramondre Stevenson. I think he will have a role in that New England offense. I don't think it's all going to be just Damian Harris. I'm suspect on Claypool.
Me too.
I think he's a good player. I think he's on a bad team, and I don't know if they're going to get the type of quarterback that can play to his strength. Like, I would love to see, switch Mike Williams and Chase Claypool. I would love Chase Claypool in San Diego. Put Claypool in Green Bay. I would love it. Like, somebody that's going to just throw the ball down the field. I think that's where Claypool is big enough, strong enough, fast enough, athletic enough to go up and get the ball. If they get Malik Willis, I've seen Malik Willis throw the ball 60 yards in shorts. Okay, I've seen that. Almost any NFL quarterback can throw the ball 60 yards in shorts with nobody in their face. I'm not sure it's going to translate. At least the deep ball is going to translate to Malik Willis in the NFL. I love his rushing ability. I think he's going to be a good player. I think he is going to need time to develop. So for those reasons, and that's just if they get Malik Willis to Pittsburgh. Like, I think they're going to have to trade up for him, and I don't even know if they're going to do that. So I'll take the package of Dobbins, Toney, and Ramondre.
Yeah. I was trying to think of it because I've seen Toney going for those mid second round picks.
Yep.
And I would take Toney over the 207. I actually traded, I think it was the 204 for him, and that was smash. I was like, sure, I'll take the first round wide receiver for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't care who his quarterback is. They'll hopefully figure something out. But I think for me, the value, especially coming up towards the draft here, I think the value is in the picks and Claypool for me. Although I'm also not very high on Claypool, I still think there's a market for him. And I'm pretty sure he's going to do better this year than he did last year. That he had a really strong rookie season that
he did.
He had a really strong rookie season. So I don't think it was him. And if it was him, it was just because he knew his quarterback wasn't gonna be able to get to him. You know what I mean? Was he injured last year? I don't think so. I don't know for sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't think so though.
No, I can't honestly. I can't remember if he was injured last year or not. That's why I was asking, because he did have a good rookie season. He really, really did.
He did. He had a really good rookie season. So I feel like there's a bounce back available for him, which means his value potentially could go up. Because I think Dobbins in the 104 is pretty even. Toney, I think, wins between that and the 207. But Claypool, I think, has more value than Ramondre at this point. And could in the future, unless for some reason Damian Harris just like disappears off the face of the earth, and then the Patriots need, a bell cow running back. But Patriots running backs and me, I don't know. I like Damian Harris, but after he had, a little bit of a good season last year, I kind of got rid of him because Ramondre was starting to creep in, and and James White's coming back this year, so they're going to use him. So it just kind of was, I think I would take the picks and Claypool at, just for value's sake. That does leave you a little void of, win now talent, but who knows if Dobbins or Tony, this could be all future, assets. Because Dobbins might not come back right away.
If you think about it, right, like with Dobbins, if he was in this year's draft, you probably could make the case he would probably be the fourth player picked.
Oh, he'd be my RB1.
So I would take Breece Hall over Dobbins.
I don't think I would.
I would take, in a super flex, I would take I'd probably end up taking Willis over Dobbins. And then that just leaves me, do I want to go Dobbins or would I go Drake London? Because I have Drake London as my wide receiver 1. And that's where I'm at. So the 1-4 pick for Dobbins, like,
yeah, like I said,
I think that might be where I'd have him.
Yeah. No, I think Ritter's been flying up my board. I feel like he's been getting a lot of chatter, especially in a super flex. And I think this was 14 teams, so quarterbacks are even more scarce. Yeah. So Ritter's been shooting up my board. So I'd probably, 104 is just above Dobbins for me, I want to say. Like where if he was, but like I said, I would probably take Breece Hall. I'd probably take Dobbins over Breece Hall at this point. But, without landing spots, it's still hard to say because Breece Hall could go to the Jets and then Breece Hall.
Listen, if Breece Hall goes to the Jets, he automatically becomes my 101. And here's why. If you look what the Jets have done this offseason, they've built their line. Like they went out and signed linemen. Breece Hall is a significant upgrade over Michael Carter. I like Michael Carter. I think he's just a guy though. Breece Hall is not just a guy. And if the Jets are gonna spend, they're gonna have to spend first round capital to get Breece Hall if the Jets want him. He's not gonna get to where they're drafting at in the second round.
Yeah, so Michael Carter was phenomenal at the end of the year last year. So I don't think he's just going to disappear. So that, just in that regard, that because he's great catching the ball in the backfield too. He's got a lot more experience in the NFL with it. So
I don't care. I'll take the talent.
Going to the Jets puts him in a committee for me, and I don't like that.
That's fine. I'll take the committee. That's no for me. The committee, it does not bother me.
See, but that's where Breece Hall, I think, really is going to shine if he gets to a place where it's just him. That's going to be the big one for me. But it's not like Breece Hall is definitely my RB1 in this class. I no doubts about that. But I think that's going to happen with Kenneth Walker too. I feel like he's going to fall into a committee, and I like Walker a lot. He's actually probably my second overall pick, even in a super flex, just because I like taking young running backs.
Quarterbacks, man, they're king.
They are, but I don't. The quarterbacks aren't.
Draft the quarterback, trade him for a running back plus.
Yeah, we say that, and then you draft him, and then you can't move him.
Then you draft Justin Herbert at 112.
Oh my God, year, man!
And then you turn around and you trade him for a future first, right? Which is not bad. Like I spent the first round pick on him. I'm getting a first round back, right? Whatever. Ends up turning into CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. And Justin Herbert goes out there and tears it up. So
So that draft class, right? I had 4 picks in the first because we do the 113. So the first 14 picks, I had 4 picks. Out of that draft class in a dynasty league, I walked away with Joe Burrow, DeAndre Swift, Justin Jefferson, and Justin Herbert. And I traded the 2 Justins.
Oh, man.
That's okay. I got Kareem Hunt. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I don't need Justin Jefferson. Just give me Kareem Hunt for him. We'll do this.
Whatever gets you to sleep at night.
Oh, that doesn't do it. All right, so we got another one here that I put in our private chat because I don't want nobody to see it. I'm trying to get to the private chat, but it won't let me.
I got it. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor and Dallas Goedert for CMC and Pitts.
Yeah, there we go. Let's talk about that one.
Yeah, go ahead. You start.
So Jonathan Taylor is my RB1. He to me, dynasty redraft doesn't matter. He's my RB1. He should be, even in a super flex. I'm taking him in a super flex startup dynasty draft. If I have the 101 pick, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor. That's
how are you going to preach quarterback is king in Superflex and then take Jonathan Taylor first overall?
Because in a startup draft, there's more quarterbacks to be drafted.
Yeah,
you still got 32. You have 32 quarterbacks you can draft versus in a rookie draft, you only have, and especially this draft, there's only like maybe 3 that potentially can turn into something. So the player pool is much deeper.
I think there's like 5 that could turn into something.
And there's going to be 2 of those 5 is going to be great backups. They're going to be great backups.
Well, yeah, but you don't know who it's going to be. It could be Malik Willis.
It absolutely could be.
Yeah, or Desmond Ridder, who, like I said, is moving up my draft board. But yeah, I don't know. That's
yeah.
I just think it's weird to take such an injury-prone position first overall like that when you can get a quarterback like Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or name your top quarterback.
You'll still get decent quarterbacks coming back at the back end of the second and going into your third round. So if we were doing it, I would go running. If I had the 101 pick, I would take Jonathan Taylor first, and then I would come back at the end of the second going into the third, and I'm fairly certain I could probably get Trevor Lawrence at the back end of the second. Fairly certain I could get a Matthew Stafford because of his age, a Derek Carr, a Kirk Cousins, a Matt Ryan, a Ryan Tannehill. Like I don't need that superstar quarterback long term. I need somebody I can start right away, and I can get that at the second and the third round. But I'm not going to get a superstar running back at any point. And the quarterback,
you get him in the rookie drafts.
Well, you can do the same thing with quarterbacks. You get them in rookie drafts.
Yeah, but running backs come in and do stuff.
That's where they're cheapest
usually.
Yeah, but that's where the quarterbacks are never cheaper than in the draft. Never cheaper.
They're never cheaper than in a startup draft either. So if you're
that's why you take them later. That's why you take them later. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting into the weeds. Let's get out of the weeds.
All right. So Jonathan Taylor,
and Goddard, CMC Pitts. I don't see a huge drop off going from Taylor to CMC. I understand the injury concerns with CMC. Last 2 years, missed almost both seasons because of injuries, whatever. But I see a huge difference between Goddard and Pitts. So I'm going to take CMC and Pitts on this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with keeping CMC. CMC is still a top back for me because I'm going to take the guy who's a 25 point per game stud. But there's the fact that Taylor is coming into his own. I feel like he holds more value right now.
He does.
So I'd probably go the Jonathan Taylor Goddard side here, just because I don't think Goddard's that far off from Pitts either. not it's not quite as close as Taylor and CMC, but I don't think Goddard. I think Goddard's really coming into his own these last couple seasons, and if Jalen Hurts isn't the guy and he doesn't develop at all, anymore this year, and he's not the guy, they're gonna get someone next year. They have the capital to move up, so I feel like they're gonna get a top guy, and tight ends usually don't really, tight ends can develop later on in their careers, or can develop later on in their careers. So I really like the Taylor Goddard side here. Just, like I said, I'm a value guy. Like it's like stocks for me. I know, when it looks in your lineup, but I don't worry about what it looks like in my lineup until the start of the season. Yep. And then I can make moves right before the season if I really think I got a shot or whatever. But, if I can have Jonathan Taylor sitting around and shop him until the season starts and see, if I can get, CMC plus, just by itself kind of thing, or Javonte plus or something like that. I think I'd rather have Taylor, just the value of Taylor sitting around waiting to get bought up by someone. So yeah. I'm going to go Taylor Goddard here.
I'm glad we disagree because we've agreed pretty much on all of them so far. I've got Kyle Pitts in a different tier than Dallas Goedert, and I've got the two running backs basically in the same tier, one behind the other. So that's the logic. If I'm sticking true to my tiers, that's why I go the CMC Pitts side. The next one is somebody you already mentioned, Javonte Williams, and on the other side of this trade is Trevor Lawrence, and this is a super flex league.
Just straight up 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
Oh,
Javonte for Trevor.
Oh, a running
Williams
back
for Lawrence.
Oh, a running back I really love, and a quarterback I don't like too much, but it is super flex. I think I still have to go quarterback here, though. In a super flex, Lawrence is – because, we don't even know. Like, I love Javonte, and if I got him for cheap in a lot of rookie drafts because I got him in, 108, 109, 107, that area in a lot of my drafts. And I know he was going earlier in some, but in all the drafts I got him in, that's where I got him. And I still think – even though he might be the bell cow next year, depending on what they do with Melvin Gordon, I like the Trevor Lawrence here because the quarterback's put up more numbers, and like you were saying earlier about the Jags and the Urban Meyer mulligan, I'm giving him that because he's supposed to, he was, put out to be the next, Peyton Manning or whatever you want to say. And I think he's still got it in him. I think he's got the chops for it. It sucks that he's on the Jaguars because they're kind of a dumpster fire franchise. But if someone's going to help turn that town around, I think it's a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He played through a lot of attrition last year, and he didn't seem too affected by it. So I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I am as well. And what gives me hope regarding Trevor Lawrence is what he did. And I understand it. You could point out it was against Houston. I get it. I understand he threw the ball 51 times, okay? But he put up over 300 yards. He had 3 touchdowns in the final game of the season. So he's got a game where he's flashed. Again, I get, they lost the game to Houston. He also had 3 interceptions in that game. I completely get that. But, they were just a dumpster fire last year. That team was really bad. And listen, they've got the number 1 overall pick again this year. That's how bad they were, is they went back-to-back years with the number 1 overall pick. So I wasn't expecting Trevor Lawrence to come out and be prime Peyton Manning. Like, that was never going to happen. It's not going to happen again this season. I think, he'll show more games of flashing. I think he'll have a better year next year because they did go out and add some high profile free agents. They have some draft capital. If I'm them, I'm actually trading back from the number 1 overall pick, but that's another show. But yeah, I think I want the Trevor Lawrence here. Both players are, well, Javonte Williams is 21. Trevor Lawrence is only 22. But the window arc for the quarterbacks in the NFL are much larger than running backs. So if I can get Trevor Lawrence and I can survive the growing pains with him, which he's going to have for at least one more season, I expect his third-year breakout to be absolutely phenomenal. If you can get Trevor Lawrence now, do it. And don't have high hopes for him this coming season, but the following season, that's where you're going to want to have him.
I think he'll be a much better QB2 this year. Like he wasn't even a great QB2 last year, but I think he's definitely going to put up better numbers this year with ETN coming back, the pieces that they got. I think it'll definitely make him more valuable QB2.
Yep.
He's definitely not going to.
I just think that overall the coaching is going to be better, which is going to help him a ton.
Oh yeah.
I mean, outside of Brian Flores, you can't get worse coaching than Urban Meyer. So
yeah.
No, but sure. Anyway, those were some of the trades that we had. We've been doing this for about 40 minutes now. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you want to play 21 now?
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna play 21. I'm gonna give you some players that these are going to be dynasty PPR. You have Mark Andrews. You also have the trade that came into you was Mark Andrews. And I'm waiting for this other screen to load. Just give it 1 second. You got Mark Andrews and let's go Adam Thielen. Okay. Now, I'm trying to acquire those from you. And the first player I'm going to send your way is Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
I'm also going to send you, because I want to do 2 for 2 here. I'm also going to send you Albert O.
That's actually pretty close. Because Stephon Diggs is a stud, but so is Mark Andrews. And Thielen, I don't know how much time he has left, or how much valuable time he has left. I think he's still going to be a red zone target. I think that's, as the recipient of the trade, I probably try to get a little more value out of it. But I think that's fair. But go ahead. You got one other thing you could throw my way?
Yeah, I've got a whole team here. So
All right.
let me see what else I could throw your way just to sweeten the deal. Like I feel like we're really close. So I'm gonna try to throw you Trey Sermon.
Doesn't move the needle too much for me, but I think that's enough because I can let him sit on the bench and see if something actually happens with him.
Yep, it's a player with upside.
Yeah, so I think I'm all right with that deal.
Okay,
I'd be all right with that. If I needed the wide receiver and get rid of the tight end, I'm all right with that.
All right, so we just traded Andrews and Thielen for Albert O, Stephon Diggs, and Trey Sermon. Now, throw that in the calculator and let's see how close it actually was.
All right. So we got Mark Andrews. If I can spell. Nope, Thielen.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna start putting the next one together. I got a really good one I wanted to do. Let's go here.
And then oh wait, no, Sermon goes on the other side.
And I want to. I'm not going to try to offer you like some type of crazy deal. Like if I'm asking for a superstar player like Mark Andrews, I'm going to give you one back in the trade. So I'm not going to throw just a bunch of points at you. I actually want to make the trade, something that you could actually, see coming across and actually getting done.
Yep. All right, you can share the other one. I have it in there.
Let's see.
Boom.
So I can't see. Let me open this up. All right. So I way overpaid.
Yeah. That's why like the original offer, I probably would have taken it no matter what. Because it's definitely an upgrade at wide receiver, like a huge upgrade at wide receiver. And I think Stephon Diggs is going to give you more points than Mark Andrews. And then I love the upside of Albert O with Russ and Fant out of the way, with Russ in Denver now and Fant out of the way. So I was pretty much okay with it from the get-go. But like I said, if it's a dynasty trade, even with, even when I think I'm winning, unless it's like a complete smash accept, but I figured for the game, I would, play around with it a little bit.
So do me a favor, because you can go in there and edit this. So go in and take Trey Sermon out, and let's see how close I was shooting.
It's only gonna take like 14 off. So
yeah, but dude, there's no math involved here.
Let's see. Oh, it's a lot closer without Trey Sermon.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm gonna try to make them fair. So now this next one,
I didn't think Sermon moved it that far, to tell you the truth. Like, I know he's in San Francisco, so any running back could, pop off. But I didn't think it moved, I didn't think there'd be that much value. Like, I think I value Albert O a lot more than I would Trey Sermon right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, listen.
Trey Sermon, I think he was like a couple points less. But sorry, go ahead.
Nope. So the next one, so I need a quarterback, and we are in a super flex. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to trade from you. You've got Ryan Tannehill. Okay. Oh, here, let me remove this from the stream. So there we go. Put our ugly mugs back up here. I need a quarterback. I'm sending you Ryan. I'm offering up. I need Ryan Tannehill. I don't need Ryan Tannehill. I want Ryan Tannehill. And I'm going to send you a combination of Carson Wentz, and I'm going to send you a draft pick. And I'm going to send you the 203 in this year's draft.
I am not high on Wentz. As anybody who's ever watched the show, I am not a big Wentz fan. So that's going to have to be a late round first to make that deal go through. Like 112, 111. I don't think I could do it for anything less than that, because I don't think Wentz has a job next year. I don't know if Tannehill has a job next year. He's definitely more likely to have a job next year than Wentz. But yeah, no, I would need like a late first or like very early second. Because what did you say? You said the 203?
203. So early second.
Yeah. If you had the 201, maybe. But I think the 3 is just a little less for me.
All right, so I'm not going to acquire him because I feel like if I add anything else to that trade, it's going to be way over. So you want to put that in the calculator? Let's see where we're at.
Doing it right now.
All right. Yeah, I know you're not a Wentz guy. That's why I specifically added him to that deal.
All right, you can share it. Yeah, see, it's right there.
So it's close. It's
Yeah,
very
right.
it's a very close trade.
Let me put the 112 in and see how much it goes over.
Do the 201. Do the 201. Okay. Yeah, keep it at a second. Let's do the 201.
So it moves the needle a little bit closer, not too much.
Yeah, 2.8 points off. Go ahead and do let's do 110. We're having fun with this. Yeah, why not?
Right. I'm down with it. I would take that easy. I'd probably take the 110 almost straight up for Tannehill right now.
So look at that. There you go.
I take that back. I probably wouldn't do that. But yeah, see, that's but that's where I'm at. But I feel like this valuation of Carson Wentz is more than what I would want for, or is more than
because you have personal biases where the system doesn't. Like you could offer me something like for Tua, and I know he's not a good quarterback, but because it's my team, I'm going to value him more. Mm-hmm. So,
but no, it always goes.
It was that was a good one right there. I didn't want to go higher than really the 203, which was close, but you were spot on, asking for at least a late first,
just a little bit more.
Got to sweeten it a little bit.
Yeah, because you know what, Wentz is still as much as I don't like some players, I know they're still going to put up points, but for me to force them into my lineup every week, I need a little bit more to
I know
help push that button, you know.
Well, hopefully you're not counting on Tannehill week in, week out as well.
Yeah, no, well, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I know.
Here,
all right,
how about I do one for you?
Well, I got one more for you because I want to have fun with this one. Okay. All right. You have Jamar Chase. So I want Jamar Chase from you.
Okay.
The first piece I'm going to offer you is going to be Cooper Kupp. The second piece I'm going to offer along with Cooper Kupp, because I don't think Cooper Kupp gets it done by himself. I'm going to offer you Cooper Kupp and James Conner.
Ooh. Oh. I think that would do it for me.
You think that would do it?
I think I would do that.
All right, let's put it in the machine and find out.
Let's find out.
I was actually expecting to have to pay more for Chase than that. So if that does it for you, I'm happy. Okay, I was honestly getting ready to add Dawson Knox. It's just what we've seen Chase go for. Mm-hmm. Like I thought it would have to be a lot more.
All right, you can switch it.
I did.
I would pretty much take that. I don't think Kupp is going to be the Triple Crown wide receiver this year. You know.
I don't either.
But I think he still gets it done. Him and Stafford seem to have some unworldly connection. And I've always liked Cooper Kupp. Unfortunately, this was the first year that I didn't invest in him heavily that I normally do. And of course, it's the year he goes off. But as much as, the Cooper Kupp and James Conner, obviously a lot older than Jamar Chase. So you're losing some. But I feel like getting the value in my lineup week in and week out of Cooper Kupp and James Conner is, just way more than, just a single player in Jamar Chase. That's why when you said James Conner, I'm like, he scores touchdowns as long as he stays healthy. So
he scores lots of touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he definitely does. And he looked good this year. I turned around on James Conner a lot this year because he's getting it done. So that's why That's why it was an interesting one to throw in there because I know there's a lot of varying opinions on him because he's a little bit older. He's a running back, but he doesn't have a lot of tread. He doesn't have a lot of wear on the tires outside
He's
of
just got
his
got
major
injury
injuries.
concerns. Like,
Yeah, but
he's a
didn't
running
last
back.
year.
Like, I mean, almost all running backs have injury concerns. So
Exactly, and I'll take James Conner as my probably RB2, and
Yep.
ride that out, ride that into the sunset, ride that right to a fantasy championship.
Exactly. Listen, if you had Cooper Kupp and James Conner on your team last year, you probably rode both of them to a championship. Like I imagine those were two guys that were highly rostered on championship teams because you got them at such a great discount, and they way overperformed where they were drafted at.
Yeah, I'm a big late round running back guy, and I had James Conner on a bunch of my teams, and I loved every last second of it. I sold him on one team, like right when he came busting through the doors with like his double, his first 2 touchdown game. But I think I kept him on most of my teams, and he was definitely on both of my championship teams this year.
Yep.
All right.
I wrote him in console wars to winning the 113 pick this year in the Nintendo division. So I got nothing but love for James Conner.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing in that league. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I didn't make the playoffs. I gave up.
It's pretty cool. Like I like the fact that there is a prize for winning the lower division. It keeps everybody interested. It keeps you playing throughout the entire season. I like it. All right, you said you had one for me?
Yeah, let's see if I can put something together here.
I'm sure you can.
All righty. Okay, I like this. You have Nick Chubb. I want Nick Chubb.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if I can find him here. I'm going to offer you Elijah Mitchell and let's see. So we're doing super flex. So I want Nick Chubb. I'm going to offer you Elijah Mitchell and no, that's not. That's too far. And Justin, no. Yeah, you know what? And Justin Fields.
Oof. I'm not an Elijah Mitchell fan. But I am a Justin Fields fan, even though he looked atrocious last year. Do you have any other running backs outside of Elijah Mitchell?
Let's see. We'll make it a double Chicago. I'll give you David Montgomery and Justin Fields for Chubb.
Oh. I thought I upgraded from Mitchell to Montgomery. I'm like, done.
I think in that case, I would probably try to work.
What if I threw you Matt Ryan back?
Nick Chubb, Matt Ryan
for Fields and Montgomery.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
I could do that. I could do that deal.
All right, let me throw it in.
Awesome.
I think Matt Ryan's still got a year or two left.
I think he's got a couple years left in him.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he wants to keep up the tradition of a new year, new quarterback for the Colts, I think he's got at least 2 more, maybe possibly 3, productive years left in him.
All right, let's see. Woo! Took me through the ringer.
Oh yeah, I did. By 20 points.
They have Montgomery rated higher than Nick Chubb, which I would not in a million years. I don't think Montgomery has a job next year. It's starting job next year.
Oh, I think he's got a starting job next year.
Nah, I don't think he's that good. He's all right. I'm not a big Montgomery fan though, so I wouldn't mind upgrading Montgomery into Chubb.
I like how we got Nick Chubb, Matt Ryan, Justin Fields, and David Montgomery. And I love how they say David Montgomery is the best asset in the deal.
Yeah, right.
So go ahead and edit and put Elijah Mitchell in for Montgomery.
Okay.
And then we'll see where that lands us. Because I wonder how much of the difference they view. Yeah, so it's still a huge win. They only dropped 5 points really for Mitchell from Montgomery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and like I said, I would have Chubb. I don't know exactly how this scoring goes, but I'd have him in a tier or two above both of those guys. So I think it would definitely move the needle a lot closer if I could value them the way they value them. But yeah. I'll still take that. That's fine by me because, like I said, I think Matt Ryan has more production in the next couple of years than Justin Fields does.
Oh, for sure.
And Chubb over those guys all day.
So my logic in doing this trade is I agree 1,000%. Like at least the next 2 years, Matt Ryan should have more production than Justin Fields. But with it being a dynasty setting, long term, I think the better asset's actually Justin Fields. So this is one of those trades where if I'm looking at my team and I'm trying to get younger, yeah, I'm giving up an asset in Nick Chubb. I get that. But if I'm getting back, as we had previously, like a David Montgomery, or even in this case, apparently Elijah Mitchell, which I'm not very high on him, but apparently this trade app is. And I'm downgrading my quarterback, but for the long term, I think it helps the team more. So that was my thinking on that. Is more of a long-term trade versus a win right now. Because if I'm trading away Nick Chubb, I'm clearly not trying to win right now.
Mm-hmm. Nope, so I agree.
That was my thinking.
Yeah, no, I like where your head's at. And like I was saying, I'll take the points from Ryan and Chubb in my lineup week in and week out while you let Fields develop. Because I like Fields. I like Fields in the long term too. I think once they figure it all out, it'll be all right. But they got a lot of figuring out to do. So I don't know when it'll be all right, but all right, let me see if I can throw one more together here. I was looking at a couple guys.
I've got one I'm going to throw at you real quick.
Okay.
So I'm trying to go all in for a championship. Okay. And I want Josh Allen from you. So I already know he's the number one dynasty quarterback. I have him above Patrick Mahomes. That shouldn't surprise pretty much anybody at this point. So I know I'm going to have to bring it in this trade. I can't get away with lowballing you. And I know that if I do a trade with you, I know for a fact you're going to ask for a quarterback in return. And you don't want a bad quarterback. Like you're not going to be interested in Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins or something like that. So I'm going to start this off with the quarterback I'm going to send you is Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And I still know I have to offer a significant piece to you in order to try to pry Josh Allen away from you. So I'm gonna offer you a running back. Like I said, I'm a championship contender. My team is pretty loaded. So I'm going to send you Cam Akers as well.
Not going to do it.
That doesn't – no?
Nope.
Okay.
Cam, I just don't – I don't know how long or if Cam Akers actually has it back or how long he'll have – I don't know. Not enough for me. I need a proven commodity.
All right. Well, let me. Like I said, it's a pretty loaded team. The team is definitely not a scrub team. I've made some really good trades. I've hit on some. I'm also going to send you Terry McLaurin.
So is that all three that you're sending me, or Russ and
all three? Yep. I'm gonna send you Russ. I'm gonna send you Terry McLaurin, and I'm gonna send you Cam Akers. But I want something else to come back with Russ now. And I know I can't ask for a whole lot. So I'm just going to look at somebody that I feel there's potential there, but it's not going to be anybody that I believe anybody should actually be counting on week in, week out. So I'm going to ask for Russell Gage.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, let's get it done. Slap that in that calculator and let's see what she says.
I was gonna try to throw you like Kadarius Toney or Rashad Penny, but I'll take that.
Like I said, it's just somebody we're upside. The thing I do like about Russell Gage is if Chris Godwin is not ready to start the season, again, end of the year ACL tear, odds are he's probably not going to be ready by the timeline. Like it potentially he could be the wide receiver too in Tampa, and I to start the year at least across from Godwin, and I like that. And I like the fact that Brady actually reached out to him and said, "Hey, why don't you come play with me?" Not like that, you pervert. I meant like come play the game with him.
I knew what you meant. I got it up.
All right, let's see what she says. Oh, wrong screen. Apologize about that. At the stream.
I fleeced you.
Wow.
By like a lot.
Yeah.
According to this.
So,
but according to here, like I myself wouldn't have valued McLaurin or Cam probably as high. I think Russ is the best asset on that side of the trade. But I still think even with downgrading both of those guys, I got plenty of value out of Josh Allen to, revamp my team. Whether I was a contender or a rebuilding team, I think this deal works out wonderfully.
So I'm shocked that Terry McLaurin in a Superflex league is worth more than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, no,
that surprises me. Yeah. That don't make sense. Like according to this, I just got fleeced, but I feel like in not using the calculator, like the trade is actually more even than it leads on.
Yes, no, I completely agree. That's why I figured you were going to ask for a little bit more than Russell Gage, and like I said, I probably would have done that. Like I'm looking at like the part of the tiers that, I might have even sent like Lockett or like Kadarius Toney, Rashad Penny, like somewhere in there.
So what I didn't want to do was go for like a big name. I just wanted somebody with upside. Steve chimed in down here as the owner of Josh Allen. I'd have to get a gold mine in return. And according to this calculator, you did.
Yeah. I mean, even without the calculator, like that was sure you can throw in whatever, if you're looking at like a bench piece that you want to throw in with want me to throw in with Josh Allen, I will take it for that. That's definitely enough return for me because Russell Wilson's, probably going to be a top 10, if not top 8 to 6 quarterback.
So I have him as a QB. I have him as QB9 right now.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I think you're going to get plenty of points out of the quarterback position, and any of the points that you're going to be that's going to be different between Josh Allen and Russell Wilson, I think you make that up with Terry McLaurin and Cam Akers. Especially if Cam's going to be the main back in Los Angeles. I think I kind of ran away with that, but no, I like that one. That was good because that is like a player like that, like Josh Allen, you need to get everything out of him if you're going to sell him.
Yep.
Because otherwise you just keep him and ride his points.
All right, you want to throw one at me?
Yeah, let's see what I got here. All right, here's what I'm going to send you. I want Tua. And
you better come with that Josh Allen offer.
Yeah, not quite. I know this is why I wanted to do Tua, because I know both of us are pretty high on Tua. So,
I'll be reasonable. Also, I can set my fandom aside for trades.
Yeah, no, and I know he's not like I'm looking to buy him, and I know he's not. I don't need to pay the job. The
No, you don't.
For him.
No, you don't.
So
no, you don't.
let's see what I can put together. How about, let's say, Tua, and you want a quarterback in return probably. So let's say, I had a guy in mind and now I can't. All right, here we go. Let's do Tua for Davis Mills and DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh wow! I was gonna shoot that down because I like Davis Mills, but I like Tua a hell of a lot more. But then you threw in Nuke. Yeah, I'm I'm assuming. So I'm assuming when I drafted Tua, I had an early draft pick because it was the whole thing for Tua. And if I'm not mistaken, that year he was like one of the earlier draft picks. I know Burrow was the 101, but I believe he went in the top 3.
He went, I think the latest I saw him was go 5. I think I got him at 5 at one league. I think that was the latest I saw him go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to decline that.
Okay. So
because my concern is I know Tua. Listen, Hopkins is a hell of a piece to get, and it makes it hard. Like, this is not an easy decline. But I know Tua is going to be the starting quarterback this year, and because I am a Dolphins fan, and it could be my fandom actually leaking in, I think he'll be the starting quarterback for the next few years. Where Davis Mills potentially, I think he'll be the starter this year. Like, beyond this year is nothing but a question. They have so many draft picks from trading Deshaun Watson that I'm just not certain on Davis Mills' future. So I don't want to give up a starting quarterback for a quarterback with a question mark.
Okay. Then how about let's do Tua and all right. So we'll just do Tua, and then let's do Ryan Tannehill, Chase Claypool. That's got to move the needle a little closer.
That does. You have no idea the pain of coming to a Dolphins fan with Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Here, I don't know if it will show. Don't look at my butt. That's kind of gay.
No, yeah, there you go. I'm surprised you didn't burn that.
No. I'm not. Listen, I spent good money on this jersey. Why the hell would I burn it? That's stupid. Let me get rid of Steve's comment here. I agree with him. If I could switch out the quarterback, because the quarterback is what's moving my needle. The wide receiver is nice, but it's really not playing a large factor into my thought process. If you switch Tannehill for for Kirk Cousins, I would do it.
All right, but you gotta throw in. Let's see. Throw me back. Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, what the hell? Why not?
All right. So what was that? It was Tua and Landry for
Kirk Cousins
Claypool.
and Chase Claypool. So I'm getting older at quarterback, but getting younger at wide receiver. You're getting younger at quarterback, but getting in a free agent wide receiver who's not on a team.
He'll find a team. I got no doubts about that. He still looks good.
Oh, he'll land on a team for sure. That I don't doubt at all.
All right. So it looks like you made out.
I did.
I think. Okay.
So I said switch Cousins for who did you have there? Tannehill.
Yeah.
Tua and Cousins are basically a 1-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think they're doing is they're valuing the age of Chase Claypool more so than Jarvis Landry because Jarvis Landry's older.
Yeah.
And in a dynasty setting. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and I personally would rather have Tua on my roster than Kirk Cousins, so I'm totally fine with that. And
I look at the production right now for Kirk Cousins and Tua. I think Tua's got the potential to score as much fantasy points a game as Kirk Cousins with what Miami has done so far this offseason. I think the potential is there.
I think I have higher hopes for his upside than what we know what Cousins is. Cousins is going to be the same guy he's been for the last 5 years.
Yeah, as long as it's not a road game in prime time, you'll be fine. You can start him, and he's not going to break your team. He's not going to kill you.
No, he's not going to kill you, but he's not going to go above and beyond either. Where I think Tua has the higher upside, especially with what they've done. And I think he's far enough away from that hip injury now that I hope we see him run a little bit more. So I think that really adds value to his potential as well. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I think Jarvis was a little lower on the list, but I figured I just wanted something else to go along with it. And if Jarvis gets in with a good quarterback, he could be a lot more valuable than Chase Claypool, at least for the next year or two.
I love how you came to the Dolphin fan trying to get all the Dolphins players.
Yeah.
Like Dolphins fans would have all Dolphins players on their fantasy teams.
Yeah. Well, that was another. I saw Jarvis Landry, and I'm like, well, we were just talking about trying to move Tannehill and everything else. So I figured it was the perfect one.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put a bow on this. Dude, we got to do more of these. These are actually really fun.
Yeah, this one, I
do enjoy these.
Doing like the negotiation back and forth about it all.
I can't wait till we can get homeless Jason and Dirty Jobs on here and run some of these with those guys to see how close they are. Because I feel like we've been pretty close on the player evaluations on some of these trades. Yeah. According to the trade calculator, I just got hosed.
But it's actually what they do for your team, so that's what matters.
Exactly. And I'm not a guy that needs to always win a trade. If the trade is overall going to help my team, absolutely no problem. Let's go ahead and get it done.
Yeah. So, and I'm also I'm one of the guys that if I have a guy that I really want, I'm going to go and pay whatever pretty much whatever I need to pay to get him, which would like the 201 there at the end. Like I love Tua. So I'm going to go and, you want Kirk Cousins, Chase Claypool? We can do that. Just give me, give me that little extra piece just to, make me feel better about it.
Make me feel good. Massage me a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the hour and 20 minutes. This has gone a little longer than we planned, but I don't know about everybody watching, but I had fun. I think Alex had fun. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, go to toiletstitles.com. That's where you can check out all of our videos, our articles, and NFL and fantasy content. The team has absolutely been crushing it so far this offseason. Consistent content coming out almost on a nightly basis. It's been absolutely fantastic. If you have not done it, I don't know why you haven't, but go to the Apple Podcast, go to YouTube, our Facebook page. We're on Podbean. We're on When a Family Breaks. I don't know what that is, but they have this in here. And Spotify. Follow us. Give us a review. Our YouTube, we're pushing to get to 500 subscribers by the NFL draft. We are over the 450 mark. I think we're at 456,
something like
457, somewhere around there. So it's not far off. I feel like we can get it within the next couple of weeks. So go to the YouTube, just hit the little subscribe bell. Listen, I honestly don't care if you don't ever watch a single show, but hit that subscribe button for me. Would you do me a solid? Do yourself a solid. Like, I'll follow you, you follow me. We can help each other out. That's what we're all about. Let me see. I don't know why they have you so far down the list here, but again, follow all this stuff.
Yep.
One
more thing before we go. Sorry.
Nope.
If you like what you're hearing, you can check out our Patreon page. Patreon.com/toilets-to-titles. We have 3 different tiers. Each one gives you individual things. The top tier, though, it's the $10 one. It gets you a free entry into Frankenstank this year, so that you can get into that super crazy league we were talking about earlier for free. So check it out and become a Patreon, and then you get full access to our Discord. You get a Frankenstank entry. You get all the bells and whistles with that. So, and When a Family Breaks is our Facebook page for sports memorabilia.
That's right. I've been there. I'm the new guy. I'm allowed to make these mistakes.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure we got it out there.
Yep. So also, I'm one of these guys when I'm in charge. If you leave a comment on the YouTube, I 1,000% will put it up here as long as it's not offensive or anything like that. Like, I will specifically go through and put every single comment up here because I enjoy the fan engagement, the interaction, and whatnot. So, Steve, I believe this is Uncle Steve.
Yeah,
have a fantastic night. I can't wait to see you again in Canton.
And Chris's videos.
Yep, Chris.
I know you're there watching.
Yep,
Have
he's
a good night, kid.
Bam. Hello, he's there.
Yep.
So, do me one last solid. Do me one last favor. Follow Alex on Twitter. He's at AlexO_FF. You can follow me on Twitter at GeorgeReedFF, and you can follow the main page here, the Toilets to Titles, on Twitter as well. Until next time, we appreciate you. Have a great night.